Hey guys, Dana here with Spun Paradise Cotton Candy. Hey, so these are the three most common machines I get asked about all the time on how to use them, how to get the sugar to work properly in them. Today we're going to focus on the Vivo. If you're interested or you have questions about the other two that are here on the table as well, I will leave links in the description below for videos on how to use those both as well. But today, let's get started on this Vivo. The Vivo is what I call a mid-grade machine. This is a great machine for just small farmers markets, parties, of course, live event catering with the cotton candy. It's great. I do recommend having two machines on site in case anything goes crazy with one, you can switch out with the other. These machines last about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour of continual spinning, and then they need 20 minutes of rest. So if you need to keep spinning during their 20 minutes of rest, you really want a second one to bring in during that rest time. Okay, so I just want to show you guys before we get started. There are little hooks on the bottom of this bowl. They have to line up on the bottom here with these clamps here. If this machine specifically, if the bowl isn't latched in properly, the machine won't start at all. So if you ever have any issues where you can't get the machine, the power, it's just not powering on, most likely go and check the clamps that they're all the way down. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly just to show you guys the assembly. All four hooked in, ready to go. So that's pretty simple. And then we've got the bowl, and it just sets right down on there. We did add some little foam padding. I do recommend that on this one. You get a little bit of a vibration and noise if you don't have a little something there around the edges of the bowl. So we're totally assembled and we're ready to spin. So let's get started. So I'm gonna come around to the front here so you can see me, and highly recommend always have some type of protective eyewear. The hot sugar really does spin everywhere, and really, really important to protect your eyes. I personally like using food handler's gloves. Just keeps the stickiness off of me. To get started, we have the power button here. Let it just really get going. Make sure it's like fully powered, and then you can hit your heat. Okay, so this Vivo has heated up for 10 minutes, and so it's time to get spinning. So today I'm going to use our organic banana sugar floss. Certified organic, natural flavors, or actually organic flavors and natural colors. So no dye, no artificial anything, which is why I love it. Let's open that up. This is the scooper. This will come with the Vivo machine. It's perfect size. So one scoop of this is one cone, full cone. So pretty easy for measuring. Makes it super simple. And we can start. Yeah, everything comes right out the top. So I'm able to just put the cone here on top. It's a vertical release from the cotton candy head, which is really nice. This is really, you guys, one of my favorite machines. Absolutely love this machine. And we're just spinning the cone to keep it pretty. You'll see when it stops coming out, it's still coming. You can see it start to build up if I take the cone away. And I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. So we got our cute little cotton candy cone ready to go. This again is the banana. We've finished spinning our little cotton candy cones, and now we're gonna clean the machine. I wanna mention that the water technique I'm going to use right now, we only do on the Vivo. There is not another cotton candy machine that we use water on like this. So this is really unique to the Vivo or the Carnival King machines, okay? So you're just gonna take your sugar scoop. I'm gonna get some water in it. Try to make sure you've gotten any extra off. We don't wanna get it all over the machine. It's super important that we're just putting the water in the center of the head, not all over the machine. So I'm just gonna pour it right there in the center. This is cleaning out the machine. I'm just gonna do it a couple of times to just get some of that excess sugar off. So that has cleaned out the head of the machine a bit. Just gonna let it run for just a minute more. And now we are just going to turn off the heat. So to turn off this machine, only the heat button, not the power. So just the heat, turn it off. We're gonna let this cool itself through continuing to spin without the heat on for about a minute. And then after the minute, we'll turn the power off. But we always wanna let any cotton candy machine cool down first that has a heat button. You wanna let it cool down first before you just turn the power off. Again, cannot stress enough that these machines really should only run for about 45 to 60 minutes of continual use like this. And when you go to switch out a different flavor of cotton candy, we don't have to turn off the power on this machine at all. It just continually spins. You pour in your scoop of sugar, spin your cotton candy cone, and then you can do it again. There's no turning the machine off, just everything continually runs. It's really nice. That's why I love this machine so much, is that every cone can be a different flavor. You can't do that sometimes with the larger commercial grade machines. So that's really nice. That's why I love these for live event catering and farmers markets, is because you can just switch out every single cone. So, you know, each customer can just tell you which flavor they want if you have multiple offerings of flavors at the event that you're at. So cannot recommend this machine enough. I love it. So it has cooled down. You can always kind of feel the heat up here above it to see. It is cooled down and ready to turn off. So we're just gonna turn the power button off. Let it completely stop spinning there in the center. And I'm gonna go around the back so I can show you how to unscrew the head. So cotton candy bubble goes off. I'm just gonna put that this way. And there are 4 screws on the head of this machine. And you know, if it's too hot for you, definitely wait and come back a little bit, you know, when it's cooled down a little bit. It is still pretty hot, but I can get them off there. So we're just gonna unscrew some of these. Sometimes if you've been spinning for a super long time at an event, these screws might be kind of like really stuck in there, especially if the machine's like totally cooled down and you've brought the machine back to your facility or back to your house. All that crystallized sugar has just solidified right there on those screws. You need to turn the machine back on and get it warmed back up, the sugar that's solidified in all of the holes of the screws. Otherwise, it is going to be really hard to get those screws out. So we're just almost done here. One more. And again, this machine is still pretty hot right now. I would recommend just waiting a little bit until you take it off. But because it is so nice and warm, you can see that I just kind of grabbed with the screwdriver on the inside and I just pulled this right off. So you can see it has a bunch of sugar in it. I am going to get this nice and clean. This part, I don't clean a lot, the part that's still on the head, but this, we just dip it. I have some soapy water, warm soapy water here. We literally just put it in there and leave it in there to soak overnight. Totally softens up, melts all the sugar off of it. You know, you might need to get a little scrub brush and scrub it at a little bit, but that really should take everything off. You can always put a little bit of white vinegar as well in the water and let it soak overnight, and gets it very nice and clean and ready again. And then once it's clean, you just take it back on, put it back on the head, put the 4 screws back in, make sure they're nice and tight in there, and you're ready to go again. And then for cleaning the actual bowl, you're just going to unsnap all 4 snaps again. And comes right off. You're gonna take this and go hose it down in the sink or with the hose, either way. And the same with the bubble. Just make sure you go and, you know, give it a nice rinse as well. Both can just be rinsed out. All the sugar will melt in the water and come right out. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. Again, it is a really nice machine, mid-grade machine. I love that. Probably my most favorite thing of this machine are the weight. It's nice and light to take around to events, and two, that you can switch flavors. Every single cone can be a different flavor, and that is a huge deal to me and pretty much anyone that does cotton candy, that you can switch them out and so that you can offer a variety of flavors in an event. Hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys all have a great day and keep spinning.